Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to RC for Dies. Back in the workshop. Had a good day bashing with the Panside lot and Chris with the C. But now I want to have a start on this, which is a Hyper SS. I bought as a roller, obviously second hand. Bought it cheap with the intentions of turning it into a rallycross car to do some racing at Mendip. So time to strip it down and start rebuilding it all up. We got well, what bits have we got? 2 seconds. Couple of bits needed buying for it. A couple of hinge pin braces, a new front shock tower, 2 new front shocks, and also an SSTE chassis, which is longer than this. It'll give me a 360mm wheelbase, which will hopefully make it a bit more stable on the track. And then electronics wise, we're going with this 2400 kV hobby wing and the XR8 SCT 140 amp ESC. The rules with rallycross at Mendip is a maximum motor kV of 2000 if you're running 4S, or 2500 kV I think if you're running 3S. Few of the lads that go there said they wouldn't bother with 4S. I'm assuming it's just too much torque and hard to get grip, so I'm going to run it on 3S with that 2400 kV motor. But also it will be capable of running 4S if I ever want to take it out bashing, do some speed runs, or just have a mess around as well. So it should go well. So yeah, a lot of cleaning to do. New bearing set, probably. Change all the diff oils, the shock oils. And she should be nice. So I'm going to start stripping this now. So I got the rear end off. Few rounded bolts, as you can see, is in a right mess. The hinge pins don't want to come out. So it's going to be a lot of work, but hopefully be worth it. Just serviced the 2 rear shocks. They were in pretty bad shape, to be fair, full of sand. One of the pistons was binding inside the shock body for some reason, so swapped that out. Nice and smooth now. I've gone with a 575 CST for the rear. I think I'm going to go, no, it's a 550 CST at the moment. Probably go 575 on the front, but I will probably end up going higher than that. I'll see how it goes to start off with. If it's too soft, I'll increase it a bit. So back on the rallycross car today. See, the shocks are done, rear arms and hubs rebuilt with new bearings. Just cleaned up the rear shock towers, etc. Just moving on to the rear diff now, which is in a bit of a state. Got all that gunk in here, so I have no doubt this is going to need new bearings. Going to change the diff oiling as well. Going to put 10,000 in the rear, so hopefully we'll have the rear end all built back together now, ready to bolt onto the new chassis. So that's all the rear diff stripped and cleaned. Very surprised how good condition these gears look, to be honest. So let's get this built back together and some oil in it. So that's the rear end built up and fixed onto the SSTE chassis. Looking nice and fresh. Obviously there's still some war wounds on it because there's still a lot of old parts on it, but diff's all nice and smooth. I've noticed that one shaft is slightly bent, but we'll see how it runs. I might even be able to straighten it out a bit, but pretty happy with that so far. Next we're going to start off on the front end now, and then do the centre last. So let's get cracking on. Right, back here again today, just starting to do the front end. As you can see, it's a right mess, sand everywhere. So I imagine this is going to be a nightmare, be a bit of a nightmare. Probably new bearings all round. You can see how much cleaner the rear end looks now though on the new chassis. So I think it is going to be nice when it's done. So let's carry on and start stripping this. Well, that was hard work getting that off the chassis. A few seized bolts, a couple of rounded bolts. Just look at the state on that, guys. Absolutely minging. Surprised though, it still moves quite freely. And the diff still turns alright, so wheel bearings are probably not seized, but we'll change them out anyway. Right, let's get this looking sparkling. So there's the front separated into the right side, the left side and the centre. I like to keep them all together, rebuild one part at a time. That way you don't forget where bits go and stuff like that. Front shock tower is bent, as we knew anyway, but I have bought a new one, but I got a feeling I might be able to straighten that, and then I'll have a spare, because I quite like the contrast of the orange against the grey chassis. So if I can keep the orange, I will. I think it looks quite nice. So we'll see if we can straighten that. Also that that hinge pin brace is bent there as well, but I did manage to just straighten this one. It's not, if you want to focus, why is that not focusing? Yeah, there we go. It was quite bent. It's not perfectly straight, but it's straight enough in my opinion. So I got a feeling I might be able to do it. We'll chuck it in a vise now and see if we can straighten it out. So giving it a quick wipe down just to make sure there's no debris on it. I'm going to place it on this flat surface by here just to see how much of a bend it has in it. So it's mainly just this corner by here. The rest I could probably get away with. So I'll chuck it in a vise now, see what we can get it looking like. I've had it in the vise, and that's about as straight as I can get it. But I think that'll be fine. You can see it's curving up slightly in the middle, there. But it's the same on both sides, so I don't think that should be an issue. Yep, I'm happy with that. One thing I have just noticed though is that plastic cover which covers over the hinge pin is broke off. So that's something I'm going to have to replace, otherwise the hinge pin is just going to be able to move around and fall out. So that's a bit gutting, because it means I won't be able to fully bolt this in, because that side has to go in before I can bolt it to the chassis. Just look how the difference between the one side now. I've just cleaned that bottom arm up. Much a bit of effort can make it look so much better, like it almost looks new. There is some scratches now on the side, but what I use for cleaning up these are these little brushes, because you can get in between all the gaps. This, believe it or not, is from a mountain bike cleaning kit. Comes with a load of different type of brushes, and they come in really handy for getting them like stubborn bits off. I also use like a degreaser, and then where's it gone? And then just these little tweezers then to really scrape out the insides. I know I'm going through quite a lot of trouble trying to get it clean, but this is just what I'm like. I'm a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to cleaning stuff like this. I just like it to be spot on. Well, considering how dirty this car was and how much sand was left on it, clearly it wasn't washed last time it was used. Look how clean them pillow balls are. It'll focus. There we go. Absolutely mint. It's almost like new. Very happy with that. And that's what it all looks like after it's been cleaned, ready to go back together. I literally strip it completely and every bit gets cleaned. And that's what it did look like. So it should make for a very smooth running car. There you go. All cleaned up and assembled. Time to do the left one now. But look how good that looks. Spotless. That's the two front bottom arms built up. Looking nice and fresh. Didn't need to change the bearings, just give them a good clean. Still quite smooth, so I'll save on them. But yeah, all looking good. This front diff housing is absolutely disgusting. Our old grease and sand mixed in. Yuck. It's going to take some cleaning, that is. This front diff all stripped and cleaned. Looking spotless. Ready for some new oil. Diff cases cleaned out as well. A lot better than what they were. So let's get this diff built up and then crack on with the steering assembly then. When you're rebuilding diffs, guys, fucking take your time, remember where everything goes, and don't forget to put bits in, as I've just done. Forgot to put one of these shims in underneath that bottom gear. So I'm going to have to take that back apart now and put that in. So I built the diff back up, filled it with oil. Just going to let it settle for a bit now and make a start on this steering. Still feels quite free, so it might not be too bad. That's the front diff casing and steering assembly built back up. I am going to bolt it to the chassis, but I'll have to take it off again when we get this new plastic bit. I have ordered it, but it's a shame I can't really get it finished, but it is what it is, I suppose. So front end bolted on. Starting to take shape now. Arms are nice and free. Lovely. Steering, nice and free. I just remembered that I've got to build shocks to go on the front, so I'm going to do that next. New front shock kit all laid out. I've never built one of these shocks before, so I'm going to have to see if they've got any instructions in the manual of how to build these. They're slightly different to the older type ones. These are the ones that they're replacing, so I can't exactly strip them and check. Though if I can't find any instructions, it's going to have to be a guess job. Open these ones up and just try and copy whatever's in there. So let's have a look. Ah, there we are. Look, just found a breakdown of all the parts. We've got a shop there, so should be able to copy that easy enough, I think. Yeah. Let's have a look again. That's two front shocks built. Feel lovely. Nothing better than a nice new shock. Gone for a 575 CST in them. As I said, it was a 550 in the rear. So it'll be a bit of trial and error with the weight of shock oils, but I think it might be alright. Shocks all mounted up. The only thing is, they must have changed, because these shocks are slightly bigger bore than the older ones. Them top arms slightly catching on the spring, but they're still moving, right? I think it'll be okay. If not, I'll have to see if the ones off the VSE will fit. But yeah, start on the centre now, centre diff, and get that on. Just wanted to show a comparison of how much longer the wheelbase is on the SSTE compared to the normal VS. So should make for a much more stable car, I would have thought. So let's get cracking with the centre diff. Centre diff, all rebuilt with 500,000 CST, nice and smooth now, new bearings on it as well. So I can't bolt it into the car yet because these posts, one of the screws was stuck in the chassis, can't get it out, so I've had to order new posts, and they should have been new today really, but we will have a look when we get back to the house now. If they're here, we'll come back up later. Hi guys, welcome back. Back in the garage, carry on work with the rallycross car. As you can see, we're back to the standard chassis, and reason being is obviously we're going for the SSTE chassis, which is a longer wheelbase. So I purchased a shell which was advertised as a 360mm wheelbase, and when I went to trial fit it to start cutting it out, I realised that it wouldn't fit. It was too short. So it's actually a 325mm wheelbase. So I was a bit disappointed because I was looking forward to having the longer wheelbase. So yeah, it's back to the shorter wheelbase. Not a big issue, but obviously there's a bit of wasted money on the chassis and the longer centre shafts, etc. But I don't know, maybe we'll look for another body in the future to run that longer chassis, but for now we're just going to stick with this one. So as you can see, that fits on there. I haven't fully cut it out yet. I was just a trial fit to make sure it's going to work. So yeah, what else have I done? I've fitted some Hyper GTB rear springs all round to give it a bit less travel and a slightly lower ride height. So we got them on the back and the front. Obviously a bit stiffer as well, so it'll be better for the road. That hinge pin holder, where was it to now? It's on the back or the front? No, but there we are. That hinge pin holder that was snapped, where's it gone? Maybe I just put a snap one. I seriously need to have a clean up in this garage. I got tools and stuff everywhere and I can't find anything. But anyway, that hinge pin holder that was on the back there, I've replaced, so that's all good. We got some new centre diff posts, so that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to get the centre diff fitted along with the centre shafts. Oh, there we go. That was the bit that was snapped. Look, I've replaced that. So yeah, I'm going to get the centre diff in, and after that I think we can start make a start on some electrics, I think. So yeah, let's get cracking on with this. Centre diff and top brace all mounted with the new posts. Servo mount fitted. Nice and smooth. Time to get electrics in. well, start on them anyway. So this is where we're at the moment. Got the battery tray in, motor in, although we haven't got a pinion. I'm going to have to order a pinion for it. The braces are in. Suspension feels quite nice. I will admit the front suspension is a bit plusher, but they are new shocks. I might change the rears out at some point, but we'll see how it drives first. Yeah, like I said, motor's in. Just need to where's the there's the ESC. Work out how I'm going to put this ESC there. I'm thinking probably like that, and obviously these wires are going to come off. I'll have the wires come in straight over and soldered onto there. So we'll get them on now. There we go. Got the body posts mocked up and the shell on for a test fit. Obviously it's a bit close to the tyres at the minute. Obviously we won't be running M tyres. Be running the control tyre. I think the GRP or something tyres. Obviously road tyres should be a bit smaller than I would have thought. So it should fit right. I'm quite happy with that. Shell is almost ready for painting. Very nice. Today we start on painting the body. So I've got the window masks on. Marked out what colours I want where. Going to be looking using liquid mask again. So these window masks weren't the best, to be fair, but I've managed somehow. Yeah, let's start brushing the liquid mask on. Got a liquid mask on. I've labelled which parts of the body are going which colour, so I can start cutting out that one by one now and applying the different colours. So let's get started. Body all painted, decals all stuck on. I will admit the decals are not the best quality. Some of them come very unstuck and they're quite opaque. You can see straight through them, but it's going to be a rally car anyway. It's going to get battered around the track, but I'm happy with how it's turned out. I just need to fit the rear wing on now. Obviously them tyres are not going to stay on there. They were just to get it as a rolling shell basically. Still need to fit the ESC, haven't done that yet, the motor's on. So yeah, then get the wing on and then put the ESC in and see if it runs. There's the wing mounted. Finishes the rear end off a bit. It did go a bit squiff. I must have been pressing on it when I was drilling holes to go through the side. But I don't know how long that wing's going to last on it anyway. Might end up coming off the first roll, but it's pretty solid. There's two M4 bolts through either side and then an M3 on the top holding that into there with lock nuts on the other side. Next thing to do is try and permanently fix these body mounts now, because at the moment they're not fixed properly. So let's get on to that. Got the body mounts bolted up properly. Should be strong enough. This was they're the same ones that I took off my Hyper VS, the one which had the Bronco R body on it for a bit. Front ones over there. I've had to angle them forward with a big nut underneath to help the angle on them, but it fits nice. Moving on to the ESC now. Luckily we got 2 holes lined up just right to mount the ESC by there. Gonna run the receiver wire underneath the battery tray. That's why the battery tray is out at the minute. Probably have my receiver by there because there's no receiver box on here. Although I might buy a receiver box, it saves any of the receiver getting wet or anything. So yeah, that's going to be mounted by there. I'm just going to solder the wires on now. Work out the lengths I need. So I've got my power bank open and soldering iron. So get that done now. ESC wires all fitted and soldered up to the motor. Use some braid as well, just to make them look a bit prettier. Not gonna lie, that was a bit of a potch soldering them onto there. Because of the angle of the motor, the solder was dripping down, so in the end I had to take the motor out and hold it flat. A bit of a pain, but it's done now. So let's get this battery tray back in and re-route this underneath the tray, and might be able to start him up tonight now. All the electrics in, servo in, all wired up nice. We've got a pinion on here now, which I excuse me guys, pinched from my Hyper-VS buggy. We have got another pinion on the way, so when that comes I'll fit that back into the other buggy. So I'm going to take it back to the house now, get a battery and check to make sure it actually works. So see you in a bit now. So guys, back to the rallycross build. I've had a bit of time away from this one now because we ran into a few problems during the first test. If I take this off, you can see, sorry for the light but guys, it's not very bright. You can see we're running the Max 8 now. This is out of the crate on. Reason being is the XR8 SET ESC. I tested this the other day, and granted it was a bit wet on the ground, and I know the SET is not a waterproof ESC, but I thought it might be alright, obviously as the body covers it, but I was wrong. And yeah, that ESC is no longer with us. So Max 8 is in here for now. 2250 kV motor, so we got a bit less speed, but I have bought some new pinions to try. So that's that. We've got some better body posts on you now. Well, still using the body posts we were using, but instead of having to screw on the Proline clips, we can now use normal body pins. Front bumper fitted, which is needed for the rallycross events, so that goes on, and also the body posts are integrated into that. We've got the tyres as well, the GRP control tyres for the rallycross events. Just wonder if if anything else has been done. No, I think that's it. I have run it quickly, just to try, and it does drive well. But tomorrow is meant to be club night at Saundersfoot, well, Carew. So with a bit of luck, if I can find my GoPro, get some footage of it running, and then hopefully we'll be doing the first rallycross event on Sunday at Mendip. That reminds me, I need to book onto that, but that's as long as everything goes alright tomorrow with it. Also, I've started to line the body with some of this aluminium scrim tape, hopefully protect it a bit. But yeah, I think that's it for that one. So try and get you a bit of footage of it tomorrow now.